Hey, Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we want to say call hello.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
It's in double honors of the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Much peace, love, and salutations to you. I'm out there pushing the glory of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, and sincerity and truth. This is brother Ariala. I got two brothers with me. I got
Sha'ar.
Shaquat.
I got the brother Shahar and Shaquat with me. These two are officers, and what we wanted to talk about is serpent's propaganda, and we're starting to see more of it in the earth. The spiritual demon Satan is using the Edomites to push out all manner of lies, and what we want to just simply focus on today is the conflict that's happening over there in the state of Israel right now between the Palestinian militant group Hamas and the small hats that's going on currently now. Now, I speak as a man, I don't really think the conflict is going to lead to any immediate regional bigger conflict, but it could, because we're watching the prophecies, but yet and still when you look at the situation, you can see Esau's propaganda. Esau's using craftiness and mischief to control the narrative and to basically get over and supplant the whole world. And because he is empowered by the spiritual demon Satan, he does come with cunning craft, man. And so we want to highlight that. We want to highlight that today and touch on it, because this is just the beginning of some of the type of things that he's going to do to control the narrative, to justify his wickedness that he pushes all across the earth, man. So with no further ado, I would like to open up with 2 Thessalonians, the second chapter, read that, and then we'll get another scripture and then go through a couple of things. This will not be a long class.
God, this is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, "For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let, until he be taken out of the way.
Mm-hmm. Keep reading.
And then shall that wicked be revealed."
Then shall that wicked be revealed. And we're starting to see the vestiges of that as the word's been going out since the apostles and elders have come online and brothers have started to wake up. We're starting to see more and more and more of the revelation of who's the sons of the right and who's are the sons of the left. The seed of the serpent versus the seed of the woman. Go ahead, champ.
God, continuing on in verse 8, it says, "And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming."
And that's all being prepared. We were going in that on the Friday sermon, how Esau's craftiness is going to be a snare unto him and lead to ultimate destruction. And with that is coupled with our salvation. Destruction has to happen.
That's right.
So we have to talk about it. All right?
That's right. If I may, that's why you read it in Revelation, the 12th chapter, where it's written, "Now is salvation come after the accuser of our brethren is cast down." So just as you were saying, Jaquan, there are two simultaneously salvation for the righteous and destruction of the wicked are simultaneous one to another. One can't happen without the other one.
That's right. That's right. Let's keep going.
Back in 2 Thessalonians 2 and 9, "Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders."
It says even him, and you got to remember when this was written. This is written during the height of the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire was ran by Edomites, our mortal enemy from the womb. All right, and so when these letters were sent out, it is codified a bit.
Right.
All right, and so now we see the Edomites back in their rulership, as the whore that rideth upon the beast, right? And his workings are after Satan.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right.
And we see it just in the news. We see it with his military might. We see it with his financial institutions. We see it with his military industrial complex. Everything, man. His democracy, his laws and bylaws. Every aspect of it is adversarial to the way that the Most High would want to be done on the planet Earth.
That's right. That's right. When you go into that word working here in 2 Thessalonians 2 and 9, when you translate that word working from the Greek, you find the word energia there in that place, which goes right into the origins of where you get the word energy from. He who's coming is after the energy of Satan, the bidding of his father,
And so when you look at what's happening in the state of Israel, we're going to touch on it. You see that he's coming with that energy, that adversarial, cunning, crafty energy. And that's just how Satan came in the beginning. We're going to get that.
Right.
Let's read the next verse.
God. This is back in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 10. And it reads, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish.
Deceivableness of unrighteousness. I want to highlight that. I like that. Deceivableness of unrighteousness. Read.
God. And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they received not the love of the truth that they might be saved.
Mm-hmm.
And for this cause, the Most High shall send them strong delusion.
Yeah, they're gonna get lies, delusion. They're gonna have they're gonna think it's gonna go one way for them, but it's gonna go opposite.
That's right.
Strong delusion. Have you ever heard somebody say, "Man, that's delusional"?
Yeah,
you're delusional. The Most High is gonna send out strong delusions to people because they're gonna believe what they see on the news. They're gonna believe that Esau is gonna win. They're gonna believe that the righteous is the state of Israel over there.
Yeah,
they're gonna believe all types of delusion and madness, that they can't be touched, that God is with them.
Yeah,
which is the worst of it.
Yeah, that China's gonna be next.
Right. All types of delusions, man. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
God, it says, and for this cause, the Most High shall send them strong delusion. And that word strong is the same word for energia. You'll find the word energia right there for strong, just as working in the 9th verse. Mm. So it says that for this cause, the Most High shall send them strong delusion that they should believe in a lie.
That's right, man. And so that's, as they come in the workings of Satan, they're sending out they're sending out their crafty counsel. Get that in Genesis 3:1, Baba Kushai.
Gotcha.
I just want that one verse.
This is Genesis chapter 3, verse 1. It says, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which Yahweh power had made.
All right, so it says the serpent, when you go back in the book of Genesis and into the Garden of Eden, the serpent or Satan and the people that he was controlling, it says they were more subtle than any beast of the field, meaning they were more sneaky than anybody else. And that's how Satan comes. He comes cunning and crafty. That's why the symbol of the serpent is always a symbol of hidden knowledge or truth. Mm-hmm. Okay? Even when you look in the medical field, their sign is what? The serpent.
That's right.
All right? And so it's always seen as, the most powerful serpent is what? The dragon. Mm-hmm. The dragon is seen as an ancient, powerful, wise beast. And that's Satan. All right? And now in like manner, you have these Edomites who control this dragon that's risen back up, man, which is America. Mm-hmm. Or in that whole beast system, actually.
Right.
Okay? Read that again, Baba Kushan.
This is Genesis chapter 3 and verse 1. It says, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua had made. Mm-hmm. And he said unto the woman, hath the Most High said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden?
And so then he goes to set up, craftily and subtle, set up the woman, Eve, in the garden, man. And in the same type of manner, he's coming with similar propaganda to get you to eat of the wrong fruit of this world. Okay, he's gonna put whatever in the news, whatever in the media, whatever in the music, whatever on anything you consume to make you feel like, no, it's okay. Thou shalt not surely die.
Right.
You can take part in that. That's cool. You can do Christmas. Thou shalt not surely die. You can do Thanksgiving. Thou shalt not surely die. You can watch that. You won't surely die. It's not that bad. You can go out there in the streets and do this and that.
Right.
He set up a system to be an adversary to the Heavenly Father. Did you have a point you wanted to make?
It just reminds me, as the scriptures goes, to how they worship the image of the beast. Mm-hmm. All tied to that image.
That's
his whole philosophy that he pushes out here, his whole propaganda, and the magic that's pushed out there that everybody's obeying. That's all tying down to them worshiping the image of the beast, which is going to ultimately, lead to them taking the MOTB. But just as you're talking about with this whole propaganda scheme with Hamas and then the small hats, all this is tied to the image at the end of the day. Because they're saying who's going to bite, who's going to feed into it, who's going to eat it all up.
That's right. So you was talking about propaganda. I want to get that word propaganda here. Oxford Language Dictionary. When you look it up on Google, the word is propaganda, and it says information, especially of a biased or misleading nature, used to promote a political cause or point of view. And that's what they're doing. They're misleading and wanting to get the people's minds to go in a particular direction or look a certain way,
right,
and control their perspective or their point of view on the matter. So when you watch the news, they're going to make you feel like, oh my God, Hamas is killing babies.
Yeah, right.
We must protect the state of Israel. They have to defend themselves. But in the background, you don't realize that all this stuff has been set up by the Israelis.
Exactly. Exactly.
It was just propaganda.
Yeah.
It was just Satan being Satan. Satan's children being
That's
Satan's
right.
children on the planet Earth, man.
That's right.
More subtle than any beast in the field. What you got, champ?
This is 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. And it reads, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
Mm-hmm.
So we just went into, the old serpent, okay, in the garden. This man is likened to the devil because what? The word devil means deceiver. And Esau, even the so-called white man, is the ultimate deceiver, especially right now, man, against 2/3 of Jake and also these other nations, man, that are getting in bed with him about to get tricked.
Yep.
Yeah. It was like with Ben Shapiro.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? He's a small hat. And he had posted that picture, that image of the burnt baby victims and stuff. When in all actuality, that was a deep fake or a clickbait.
Yeah.
That was really a dog that was there, and
was
AI altered it to be like burnt baby victims. And you don't think he knew that when he posted that picture? That goes into that small hat propaganda that they always push, being the victim.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. 100%. They have multi-million-dollar media establishments that vet out everything.
Right.
And so when they want to push something and make it seem like how they want to make it seem, they don't care.
Yep.
Because that'll justify them bombing you, killing you, jailing you, cutting you off from your resources, controlling you, making you the slave.
Right.
And that's Esau's history. When he came over here and he dealt with the so-called Native Americans, they came into treaties and pacts.
Right.
Well, the so-called white man, he broke every single treaty, lied, and then killed them. There's actually a movie on Amazon called Lakota that I want my kids to watch, man. I want to watch it too. Going over the Lakota Indians and what happened to them, man. You got another point real quick?
Yeah.
Go ahead, champ.
This is Micah 2 and 1.
I was going to bring that out.
Okay.
Hold that.
Okay.
Hold that. We'll get that in a minute.
I do got something real quick, though, if I may. This is Psalm chapter 50, verse 20. You brought up the pacts with the Native Americans and such like that he broke. He never keeps them. Yeah. But this is Psalm chapter 50, verse 19. And it says, Thou givest thy mouth to do evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Thou sittest and speaketh against thy brother. Thou slanderest thine own mother's son. Just going into, you mentioned the pacts that was made. And just generally the whole MO when you look at East, especially Amalek out of that group.
Oh, yeah.
They're the forger of lies, bro. Because they're the chief house.
Yeah.
So like you said, they got all these systems and such set up to push a lie and fund the lie. That way everybody believes it, man. And that ain't nothing more than what a devil would do.
Yeah. And that's why the scripture says that we have to walk circumspectly.
That's right.
When you look up that word circumspect, it means to look around. You got to walk like, you don't just walk like when you see a gook, when you see a Chinese person walk, they don't never pay attention. They're just like, they're just walking in the middle of traffic.
I see that at work every day.
They don't pay attention. They just, everything surprises them. Have y'all noticed that about Asian people?
Every day at work.
It's just,
You feel like they do it on purpose.
like that music right there is just in their head all day. Just, the scripture says for you to walk circumspectly, man. You're supposed to be paying attention to what's going on. Not being devoured by it, but being aware of it. Okay? Right. And so I'm going to pull up this clip by Steve Bernoon, and he's a small hat. Steve Bernoon, it's called Israeli News Live. All right? So he ain't going to just intentionally go against his people, but he wants to be more honest, I guess. Like the scripture said, their tongue is going to fall against himself. So, he's got about a 40-minute video saying it's called Israeli Rabbi Calls Hamas Attack Inside Job. I'm going to skip in about 14 minutes and just play a small clip just to highlight the type of games and mischief and craft that Esau, coming in the spiritual demon Satan, will bring. Okay? Make sure this is up.
Okay, that's what she has to say. Now, I want you to pay close attention to this lady right here. This is on the Mark Friedrich channel here. And this is Efrat Finnegason. She lives in Tel Aviv. And I want you to listen to what she has to say here.
when I was a soldier, and I know the security drills.
By the way, and I've got another portion of where she does this. This is only one clip of this interview here. She has taken a compilation of different Israelis and what their observations were. She lives in Tel Aviv. It's a very typical Jewish apartment there you're looking at. I know when me and my wife lived in Jerusalem, we also had an apartment with very similar tile floors, etc. there. But listen to what she says here. This is what I was talking about when I was given the intel of this a year ago. 10 months ago is one of the places where I reported it. I shared with you the other day. But listen to what she says.
I know the layers of defense. I know the spreading of forces on the ground. I know the different divisions that are working, that are supposed to be alerted and that supposed to know about things like that. And there is a big question mark on what happened to the intelligence of Israel. There was a Hamas soldier that was caught yesterday, and he said in his investigation, he said, we prepared for over a year. Okay, if they have prepared for over a year, I'm telling you that there is no chance that the intelligence forces of Israel, the Mossad, the Shabak, everyone did not know about this.
Now, you got the Mossad, which is basically the CIA of the state of Israel. They have the best of the best. When you watch these spy movies, that really is not showing you probably a third of their capabilities. You know, they're not showing you all their capabilities of them utilizing drones to listen in, them being able to have sleeper cells inside of these different so-called quote-unquote terrorist groups. You're out the camp. Just pack your stuff, go. No, I'm just kidding. Right? They have all types of capabilities, man. You know, so she's saying when they were interrogating one of these Hamas militants that we've been preparing for this for over a year. Over a year we've been ready to do this, and so she's saying there's no way they could have not known something about this. It's impossible from her experience being in the Israeli military.
Yeah, got you.
It's been 5 hours till Israel started shooting at us, he said. And that is true. There was nothing for 5 full hours.
But when they came across the border and started shooting, 5 hours passed before they even had any type of resistance back.
No.
You can't even do that in small town Texas. Mm-hmm. Sheriff at least pull up and pop BB gun, look, a local at least bust back at you.
Yeah, and don't they have a hellified military over there?
One of the best.
Yeah, one of the best. All right, 5 hours?
Nah.
Border fence was completely open in 15 different places where they breached, and there was no helicopter, no drone, no, artillery, nothing. And they said it themselves. The guy that was caught said, we were all set up with 1,000 soldiers. We created 15 breaches in the border fence. We were surprised and shocked that the IDF is not waiting for us. Now, I served near the Gaza border 25 years ago. When I served, there was no internet. Now everything is a lot more sophisticated. But even then, when I served, a cat moving alongside the fence would trigger all the necessary forces. Today they have automatic weaponry machines that are supposed to shoot anything near the fence that is coming close. They have, as I said, helicopters, drones, they have everything.
So when she was in the military 25 years ago, a cat crossing that Iron Dome border would set off where people would be on your head.
Right.
And now it's so much more sophisticated. You go into movies, you cross the laser beam, and then all these guns come out and start shooting at you. They have that.
Right.
You can't just walk up into the border. A minigun will go pinpoint you and shoot you. It was all turned off, apparently. Okay?
Crazy.
And nothing was working. So this is a really important question. How come there was no retaliation? How come nothing happened for so long, for 5-6 hours? This is very untypical and unusual for the Israeli Defense Forces. So something must have happened. There are some rumors about cyber attacks, but this has not been confirmed. Some people try to justify saying, okay, if there was a cyber attack on the defense force, says that maybe all the systems were down, but still there are supposed to be forces on the ground. There are plan Bs, they have all the different means to take care of incidents like that.
Yeah, the other thing is that they had moved the military out from the Gaza border. 80% of them were moved to the West Bank just prior to this incident taking place. Listen to her over here. And this is another part of...
Conveniently, 80% of their military equipment was moved away from the Gaza border, and they moved it to the West Bank because there was an alert that it might be something from Hezbollah.
Oh, wow.
Out of Lebanon.
The timing is perfect.
Exactly.
Yeah, good question.
Because they moved it because they're crafty.
Right.
They're cunning. They're setting things up in the background. The brother was going to read Micah 2. We'll get it here in a minute. That's what they do.
Different time when she's speaking.
In fact, we can get that Psalms 36. Psalms 36, 4. Start at 3, Baba Kushai. Somebody want to
I got it right here. I already got it pulled up. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 36, verse 3. And it says, the words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit. Mm-hmm. He hath left off to be wise and to do good.
Can't do good. Mm-hmm.
He deviseth mischief upon his bed. He sitteth, Salaki.
You be laying in your bed, you think about what you're gonna be doing the next day or maybe the next week.
Yep.
You might be thinking about some money you want to make. You might be thinking about the soccer game, play that you want to have. You might be thinking about a video game. You know what Esau thinking about? How can I kill?
Yeah. Yep.
How can I enslave? How can I take over? That's what he thinking about.
Yep.
Lay down. All right, read that again.
Gone. Psalms chapter 36, verse 4. He deviseth mischief upon his bed. He setteth himself in a way that it is not good. He abhorreth not evil.
He does not abhor evil. He does not want to get away from evil. He thinks about evil and it turns him on. Okay? He's like, yes. So that's why they would move the stuff away from the border and open it up for invaders to come in conveniently.
About this incident when it first took place. Let's listen in.
October 7th, 2023. This is this morning. I'm going to share some key details and concerns mostly based on Israeli citizens' voices from the ground and based on official statements. This is a very tough day for me and for us in Israel, and it is tough for people of Palestine too, especially now that Israel is starting to attack back. This war and every war is a horrible thing for everyone.
A war is when there's two competing powers going against each other. This is a military versus a ragtag group of militants.
Right.
This is not a war. Okay? This is not a war. It's just a modern government killing people. All right? Straight up.
Involved except for those who get rich from it, right?
It's like saying the Crips. There's a group of Crips and the U.S. military government goes into L.A. to take out the Crips, and it's a war.
Right, yeah.
Ain't no damn war.
Yeah.
All right? You just taking them out.
Yeah,
okay?
Crips don't got nothing to fight against those type of powers.
Yeah, that's not a war. Okay?
This morning, around 6 a.m., around sunrise, hundreds of Hamas terrorists, at least 300, breached the border fence in multiple places, completely unimpeded, leading to terror attacks and kidnappings in Israeli towns or villages. The terrorists infiltrated a significant number of dry land outposts, as well as a naval infiltration point in Zikim. As we speak, Israel is actively engaged in combat in 22 outposts. This is from the IDF statement, the official statement. The attacks have already resulted in over 100 casualties and more than 100 kidnaps of
Now we know these numbers are way more. It's into the thousands now.
Israeli citizens. In one village, 50 Israelis have been taken hostage, leaving people locked in shelters for long periods of 8 to 9 hours without rescue. By the way, the 100 kidnappings is not the official number. It's what we hear from people on the ground.
We don't need the update. I'm skipping ahead.
This how strict it used to be. It has.
Go back.
I spoke to a few people who used to be in intelligence. They say if a mouse would touch the fence, 20 jeeps will get there in less than a minute.
Did you hear what he said?
Yep.
He said if a mouse touched the fence,
20 jeeps.
20 jeeps will pull up in 15 minutes. This is how sophisticated this defense system is. A mouse.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're going to tell me 1,000 insurgents
Right.
is just going to flow through the sucker? Unimpeded? Absolutely not.
Be lying
It's
hard as hell.
it's propaganda, it's lies, deceit.
This how strict it used to be. It has to be an inside job.
An inside job.
It cannot be that they broke the fence.
I'm sorry. He's not right wing or left wing conspiracy. He's not anti Netanyahu. Think about it. Think about it, friends. You know what's interesting is the Insider and many other places they're quoting.
So you have multiple Israeli sources, not radical Alex Jones types, people who are pretty conservative and right there with Netanyahu, expressing concern about what they saw, expressing doubt about the news that's being pushed out. Why? Because they know it's a bunch of BS, man. And these are just little things or some things that Esau is going to be doing as he ramps up into the time of Jacob's trouble, as he ramps up into the time of pushing the MOTB. We see here he's willing to sacrifice his own people. Like the scripture says in the book of Sirach, I want to say it's the 14th chapter. He that is evil unto himself, to whom can he be good? If he's evil to himself, if he's willing to allow people to invade his own country just so he can justify himself to attack somebody, you think he will be good to, you know what I mean? If he's evil to himself, to whom will he be good? I want to say it's the fourth verse or something like that. Yeah. It might be like 4, I can't remember. Yeah, 14 and 14 or 14 and 4.
14 and 5.
14 and 5. Go ahead, champ.
Come. This is Sirach 14 and 5. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods. Mm-hmm. There is none worse than he that envieth himself, and this is recompense of his wickedness.
So he's going to go balls to the walls, overboard every single time. He's never going to be able to have peace. He's never going to be able to hold on to the resources. There's always going to be a changing of the hands. He see his brother get something, he want to take it from his own brother. There is no flourishing underneath this type of power construct. This is why since Esau's been in rulership for these last, 200-something years, there's been nothing but perpetual war. Mm-hmm. And even before that, underneath his rulership is nothing but violence and wars, just like it talks about in Psalms 140. Okay? And so I wanted to play that clip just to highlight the depths that he will go on something like this. He'll just lie. Make it up. Propaganda. Just so he can take over Gaza. Just so he can take over all of Palestine. He'll pay off some militants on the other side, say, hey, pull up around 3:30. Take what you want. But when you get out of there, I need you to go to this location and get out of here. Because we coming. Yeah. We're bombing everything. Hamas probably sitting on the island right now somewhere. Sipping on the daiquiri.
Right.
You know?
Mm-hmm. Gave him a little vacation.
Gave him a little vacation.
Like,
do you want to see your daughter?
Yeah.
But then I need you to do this. Just give me my daughter back. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's always the daughter. I do it. Just my daughter back. You know? So this is the mindset, man. Psalm 64.
Oh, shoot.
They encourage themselves in the evil matter.
I just had that hell. I mean, if you want, I got to pull it up right here.
Go ahead, brother.
Yeah. God. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 64.
You can start wherever you think is best.
Yeah, I'll start at verse. Yeah, 5 is a good part to start.
Okay.
Psalm 64 and 5. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. Mm-hmm. They commune of laying snares privily. Mm-hmm. They say, who shall see them?
What does it mean to commune of laying snares? Meaning when they come together, to commune is to come together and like usually eat, where you talk about things. You commune. So if I'm communing with you to lay a snare, meaning we're going to sit down together and we're going to figure out a way to set somebody up. A snare is a trap. So we're going to commune together. We're going to sit and like, how can we set him up? All right, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to do this. You do that. And then this will happen. We got him. This is what Esau does, man. Mm-hmm. They commune of laying snares privately.
That's right.
So that's what they did. You had Netanyahu, not a Jew. Like a chess game.
Yep.
They sitting up there making snares, setting traps for people's minds. Putting this on the news, telling the news stations, this is what I want you to put out there. This is what I want you to tell the people. Okay, telling the military men, hey, we're under attack. We have to go to war. The soldiers, they don't know. They really think they were under attack. They don't know why they was moved to the West Bank from the Gaza Strip and why the things was just open. All they know is they got to protect their people. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, privately, they got all these other plans laid up. Okay? More?
Yeah, I'm going to read the 6th verse in the NLT version.
Go ahead, chap.
This is Psalm 64:6 in the New Living Translation. It says, as they plot their crimes, they say, we have devised the perfect plan. Yes, the human heart and mind are cunning. Yeah, that's right what you said. Wow. Exactly.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. You want to break it down?
I mean, really, you just broke it down.
Yeah.
It speaks for itself. That's exactly what them niggas is on.
We got the perfect plan. Mm-hmm. All right. And this is just an example of things that they've been doing for hundreds of years, man. Hundreds of years. You got a precept?
Yeah, Micah 2.
Go ahead, chap.
This is Micah
whatever y'all want. That's all I want.
Okay. This is Micah chapter 2 and verse 1. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. Mm-hmm. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand.
Right. They write legislations, laws. They set up military units. They move money. They take drug money and they move it into this bank or this business, wash it, pay these people off, get this stuff done. They give these people weapons and tell them where to find it magically, who to attack. This is what they do. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
It says, and they covet fields and take them by violence.
That's what they're doing with the Palestinians, man.
Right there.
But that's really none of their land because they really took it from us, the true Israel. So none of them people are going to stay in that land. All right? They covet fields. They take them by violence. Go ahead.
And houses and take them away.
That's what's happening right now. Palestinians are being drugged out their homes. They're being bombed. And I'm not saying the Palestinians are just like innocent or whatever.
Right.
But we know who got the power over there. They literally have the power militarily. They have the power resource-wise. They done shut off the water, shut off the electricity. There's stories about people sitting up in hospitals on their deathbed and there's no energy. Mm-hmm. Kids. Okay, go ahead.
It says, so they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
They oppress a man in his house and even a man in his heritage, man. So, these are the practices that the seed of the serpent will do.
That's right.
All right? Cunning, craftiness, deceit.
That's right.
Okay?
That's
you
right.
have anything?
Yeah, I was just going to add, which is why they got to be taken out of the picture, bro.
Right.
Because as they've been having this power, you read earlier in Micah 2, they sit upon their beds, which is them being in their rest. And them being in their rest, you think they can do anything positive in the world, but they're the devil. So their thoughts are to plot, to kill, to steal, just as you said earlier, and to oppress a man and his heritage. You got all this power in the world, and you could do anything in this whole big-ass earth that we have, but you choose to oppress a man and his heritage. And we ain't complaining about it. We understand why, but more so we do these lessons and these shows to prove who you are, who these people are, man, and why they're not the chosen people. That's all I had on that.
Do you have anything else?
Nah, that's exactly why 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 tells you, it says, whose energy or workings after the comings of Satan, man. He's definitely doing that. He's fulfilling that to the T.
That's right. That's right. That's what that practice is tied to. Uh-huh. They practice it because it's in the power of their hands. That practice is tied to divination. It's tied to witchcraft, doing things under the energy of Satan. They have the power to practice that. That's those enchantments.
God. Well, I'm going to read this and we'll close out. This is Psalm chapter 54 and 2. It says, hear my prayer, O Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. Give ear to the words of my mouth. For strangers are risen up against me, and oppressors seek after my soul. They have not set Yahweh Bashem Yahushua before them. Selah, behold, the Most High is mine helper. The Lord is with them that uphold my soul, and he shall reward evil unto my enemies. Cut them off in thy truth. I will freely sacrifice unto thee. I will praise thy name, O Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, for it is good. For he hath delivered me out of all trouble, and my eye have seen his desire upon mine enemies. So we're going to patiently wait for the vengeance of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua to redeem us out of this place, and watch the snare that our enemies set be cast upon themselves. Because that's what's going to happen. They've set up all of this craftiness, and they basically putting themselves in a trick bag, a powder keg, and they're going to blow themselves up. Because people know what's up, man. People know what's up, man. So with that, man, we'll say, call halal.
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash.
Double honors once again to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. Much peace, love, and salutations to you, Aki. I'm out there pushing the glory of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, sincerity and truth. Shalom.
Shalom.